toolkit for virtual assistants, and how to land a role, which is very important. How to land a role. So these are the toolkit. Okay, we'll look at the curriculum. So like I've said, we'll be looking at the different tools, how to land a role, and a list of platforms for virtual assistants. So these are the tools. So as a virtual assistant, from all I've been saying so far, you will gather that knowing about the scheduling tools, task management tools, although we didn't treat task management, you can call it project management tools, communication tools, storage, and collaborative tools are very important. The last time we treated travel management is just steps to follow in order to accomplish the task. Although you will need to know some website and how you're going to put in your itinerary. So these are what you need to know, the basic toolkits you need as a virtual assistant. So for calendar or scheduling tools, you have to know about Google Calendar or Microsoft Calendar, so you'll be able to manage your clients' activities or help them track certain activities. You should also know how to, all these 2 weeks is 1 hour a day is quite small to learn this without practicing on your own. So how do you do this? You can go online, you Google, you find how to link or sync Calendly or Acuity with calendar like Google Calendar, Microsoft Calendar, how to block out some times in your calendar. So when you play around these tools, you'll see that there's nothing much in them. It's just for you to know how to do it for someone else. Then task management. So you should be able to know how to use these task management tools like Trello, Asana, Jira, or Monday.com. So there's some clients that prefer certain task management. When you come to work for them, they'll be like, I'm using Jira, or I'm using Asana or Monday.com. So personally, I use Trello. But once you know one of these task management tools, you'll be able to work with every other tool because they kind of look similar, their features, just for you to get accustomed to how Asana works. If you have the basic knowledge of how Trello works, you can use Asana, Jira, or Monday.com. Then communication. We've been using Microsoft Teams. Just like when we started, a lot of people found it hard to come in for the meeting, and they lost hope. What if it was a client that was paying you well? You should be able to use these communication tools very well. Know how to use Microsoft Calendar to book your meetings. Know how to use Google to book your meetings. Know how to create meetings with Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams. You can also know the etiquette in using an email. We've learned how to organize email. So also you should know how to use Slack also. So, but just like I said in task management, once you use one, like you can create a link in Google Meet, you can create in Zoom. If you can do this in these ones, you can do it in others. If you can send email out from Google, from Gmail, you can use Outlook. So it just, once you try this, you try your hands in the other one. They are all similar. Then storage, using Google Drive, OneDrive is for Microsoft. Dropbox, you should be able to store things in the cloud. If they say find something, open up a file and find it, you open it up and find and locate that thing quickly and give it to the client, or save this file for me. You should be able to do that. So why I listed all these tools is so if you If you want to do your personal research, you can go and study more on them. These are the basic tools you need to know as a virtual assistant. Then collaborative tool, you should be able to work with PowerPoint, just play around with them, Google Slide and Microsoft Office, like Microsoft Word, Excel. And you should be able to do this online, not just like you have it in your laptop. You should be able to work with these things online. If they say share something, you can quickly do it without much stress. Knowing these things, having them in your fingertips will present you as a competent virtual assistant. There's nothing much in being a virtual assistant. It's positioning. Position yourself, talk more about your skills, be in different platforms. The more you talk about what you can do, the more people you will get. And also, as you're talking about who you are, what you can do, be sure to be able to use these basic tools as a virtual assistant to assist people that need your services. Then, so the best practice to get a client, number one is your approach. You see some people, I do see some people maybe under sometimes in Facebook, somebody will say somebody's hiring, you'll be like, I'm interested. The I'm interested you put there, is it, what will the person do with the I'm interested? You're interested, another person is interested, but now you have to give yourself an edge. You have to put value in yourself. You see, I know you must have come across certain comments like that. Your approach, how do you approach someone that really needs maybe the person doesn't even need a virtual assistant. They've not seen the need for having a virtual assistant. The person is always complaining of not having time. I've not gone through my email. You can create a job opportunity for yourself by listening to those things. You can, if you can assess this person, you can say, okay, I've noticed you don't have time. Have you tried to know if you can pay a virtual assistant to help you with these things, because they are important. You don't you need to organize your email, you need to respond to people on your social media, because people may misunderstand you that you're ignoring them, not knowing that you're very busy. So you have to bring it to the person's knowledge that they actually need a virtual assistant. That is one approach to find a job. Try to see, it's just like in this life, people like seeing what they can get from something. If you want something, you can still present it to the person. This is what you can gain, and these are my, present it intelligently. These are what I can offer you. If you have access to this person's email, you'll be like, I notice you are that you've put up an invitation for people to apply. This is why I am the best fit. Not like, hey, hire me, I can do it, and I really need the money. Everybody do need that money, but you have to present it that the person really needs you, and these are what you can do. Some people even go as far as sending their portfolio. I'm coming to that. How do you create your portfolio without having an experience as a virtual assistant? Okay, that's the second thing I'm going to talk about. Your portfolio, how you create a portfolio as a virtual assistant with no experience. All these people you see online, maybe on LinkedIn, on Upwork, Fiverr, and all that, most of them may not have an experience. They are just coming into the market just like you're coming into it. But one thing I usually say is fake it till you make it. You can get a portfolio from anywhere. There are tools that you can use to download something, someone's work, organize it, create it as your own. What your clients needs to see Who is putting the wow emoji? It's true. What your client needs to see is that you can do that thing. Most times in interviews, they will ask you to present something. If you're able to do it and present yourself very well, that's what they need. But some clients, they now ask for portfolio. You can get something, organize it, put it. If you're on LinkedIn, put, maybe when you organize your own email, put it, maybe one of your email, put it that you did it for a client. Write it in a way that you did it for this person, you did it for that person. People are seeing it. Keep on saying about your skills. There is no how. Okay, some of you know me. Before I got a job in Unizik, it took time. That is corporate job. That is not your own work. You are not a freelancer. Not to talk about when you put like maximum of 3 months consistently talking about this thing. Consistently, when you wake up, you open shop. You keep on talking about what you can do, your portfolio. If others are, and when you're on this platform, if others are talking, you're seeing what they are doing, you want to learn more. How did this person do this thing? Then you create your own portfolio. You're establishing yourself. People are seeing you. So when somebody is in need of a virtual assistant, they'll be like, wow, I know a very competent virtual assistant. Why? Because you've been talking about those skills. You've been talking about what you can do. So a closed mouth a closed mouth is a closed door. So another approach you can use, okay, I've talked about going upfront to people, tell them what you can do. Find that problem, create a solution. People will hire you. Yes. People have gotten a lot of jobs like that. Then you go to platforms. Okay, I wrote it down like Upwork, Fiverr. Some of these platforms are agencies that hire virtual assistants. They need skilled people. You should be always watching them, like these delay solutions. You should be always watching them to know when they are hiring. When they're hiring, they take you in. If you don't want that, you want to be a freelance, like a side job, go to all these platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, LinkedIn. Updates, keep talking about what you can do. People are not blind, they see you. Keep talking about what they can do. Once you land your first client, the door is open. You have 2, 3, you'll be the person to be like, this is the number of clients I can manage at a goal. So what's next? Okay, I've talked about being a solution to a problem. Being a virtual assistant, you don't need, some people will be like, you create websites, you talk about, you just like somebody that wants to start a business. If you want your shop to be the way your office to be the way you envisioned it to be from the onset, you've not started. Sometimes you have to start without cabinets. So far you have an environment. You have to start without cabinet. That's why I said from the onset of the class, start telling people that you're a virtual assistant. These are ways, this life now is no longer the survival of the fittest, it's the survival of the smartest and fastest. Things are going faster. It's not a motivation class. I'm just telling you how people are getting gigs, how people are getting this job. You have to be smart and fast. You don't need everything. You don't need to get everything together in order to do these things. You may be thinking this imposter syndrome may be inside you, that you don't know much, but you'll be surprised at how much you know when you start talking. And once you start talking, you will need another post. If you're in LinkedIn, you will need another post. Then the more you post, the more you look for what next to post, and you learn about certain tools. If someone said, I use HubSpot I use HubSpot, I use Honeybook, I use all these CRM apps. You'll be like, what is HubSpot? What is Mailchimp? What is this one? You go ahead to learn about it, and you find that at the end of the day, all these things are not difficult. They are not difficult. And So that's how you land your first role, by being consistent. Give it time. Write how long you want to stay before you land this post and how much effort you will put into it. I'm telling you sincerely, you will land it. You will get this role. Then also, okay, I've said all this. Then I've mentioned as your approach, I've mentioned meeting people, finding that problem and creating a solution, intelligently emailing people and making them see why they need it. Then another one, starting up already and keep investing in yourself, learning new tools. Don't let yourself to become stale in this industry, because if you start up as a virtual assistant, the thing is that things keep changing fast in this generation. With time, you may not remain as a virtual assistant. This role may even have another name tomorrow. So if you start up as a virtual assistant, if things are changing, you've gotten your footing in it, and you're changing with it without being still, without being lost, that you don't know what is happening anymore. Lots of name in the tech industry. You know you're smart, but you're not following up. So that is that. When I landed my first job, how I actually landed my first job as a virtual assistant was actually meeting up with people I know needed them, and I told them I can do it. Anyways, we used to have this fiscal office in Anambra State, that we do a lot of things for people. So doing these things, both travel management and people that usually come to the UK or different places for one vacation or the other, helping them out virtually. I also meet people and tell them this is what you need. You now need to organize your email. I can do it for you. This is how much you can pay me. And truth being told, it has been paying off before I decided to move ahead into project management. So if you have any question in the paid class, we'll be looking at these tools in details, and how you will learn this experience, how you will get this experience actually is, truth be told, you have to practice it. You have to practice it. If you don't know it, that is if you're coming for the paid class, if you don't know it, call my attention to it. I will create another link for you. We'll do it together. We just book a time. Tell me the particular one you're not meeting up with. I'll show you how it is done. So that is it for today's class. If you have any question, I told you from the onset, is going to be a short class. If you have any questions, you can let me know. Yeah.
I have a question.
Okay, please ask your question.
How do we know how much?
Sorry?
Do we know how much we can?
I can't really